Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to True Crime Tuesday with CHISALA. Did I almost misspell my name? Maybe. But anyway, so if you're new here, my name is CHISALA, and yes, that is my name spelt. And I usually post like random content, which just has to do with my fascination with content creation. And on Tuesday, I take it a more serious turn, and where I post true crime because I'm very intrigued by true crime. I don't know, I've been watching it forever, so I just decided, let me start broadcasting on true crime. Yet here we are. Disclaimer, everything that I'm talking about is information that I gathered from the internet. I mean no disrespect to any of the victims or the family members of the victims that I mentioned in my videos. So today's story takes us to Burkina Faso, which is in West Africa. Africa is not a country, it's actually a continent. Fun fact, with I think 54 or 55 countries. I'm from Africa myself. So Burkina Faso, if it's in West Africa, I already said that. It's a landlocked country surrounded by Niger, Togo, Ivory Coast, Chad. I'm pretty sure I did my geography right. Who's gonna take us there today? The unfortunate death of the former president of Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara. Damn, I butcher names here. By the way, another disclaimer, I'm not very good at pronunciations. That's why I didn't want to include the capital city of Burkina Faso, which is this. Oh god, I can't pronounce it. The death of today's victim is definitely political. He was killed in a coup d'etat. If none of you guys know what a coup d'etat is, coup d'etat, it's French. Yeah, so he was killed in a coup d'etat, which happens when one person in the military or uses the military to take over or overthrow a government. So he could be in power. But in this case, unfortunately, Thomas Sankara lost his life, which is like not very necessary, guys. You should have just like taken over. So on 15th of October 1987, Blaise Compaoré, who is the person who plotted and organized, allegedly, but he was okay, let's go, allegedly organized this coup then, and Thomas Sankara and 12 other people were killed during this coup. 12 other victims. Being an African case, there's not much documented about the famous Thomas Sankara, but let's just talk a little bit about his history. Okay, so he was born December 21st, 1949, which is a very, very, very long time ago. That's like 6 to 5 years after the Second World War. He would be an old man today, you know what I mean? So this man was born then, he was a Sagittarius. So this man, he was a revolutionist. What do you call them? Revolutionary. Okay, he was a Marxist revolutionary. Why was I trying to make it hard? I was like, oh, he was a Marxist revolutionary. So this man, he was so great. He was such I guess he was an amazing figure in the politic world, that he was actually referred to as the African Che Guevara. Which, guys, wow, these foreign names. This refers to Ernesto Che Guevara, who was a Spanish Marxist revolutionary himself. So yeah, they kind of compared to him. I guess they had the same similar political tactics. Now, that's all that's been said. He was married, he had 2 kids. And that being said, let's get to the assassination, which is why we're all gathered here today. So according to my research, Blaise Compaoré came up to kill Thomas Sankara because he felt like Thomas, who was the leader in Burkina Faso at that point, had ruined the relationship between France and Burkina Faso. France had actually colonized Burkina Faso, and he felt like he had ruined that relationship. I have no idea what relationship you would have with your colonizers, like especially in the 19-somethings. There was so much strife, you know, that some people were fighting for independence. So I'm thinking, what relationship was ruined? Blaise Compaoré believed that Thomas actually wanted him killed. So I guess these were political opponents. Like he belonged to one party and the other person belonged to another party. So it's like they could never mix water and oil, you know? So when the shooting was planned by Blaise Compaoré, this shooting actually had a survivor, Haloune Traoré. So when this person survived, he said that Thomas Sankara was actually gunned down while attending a meeting with Council d'Entrée. Guys, French. Wow. I'll just write down the words I can't pronounce, you know what I mean? According to Aluna, Thomas was gunned down. He was singled out and gunned down with 12 others that were attending this meeting. Now, he was gunned down. I'm guessing this was like a snake attack because he was gunned down, back shots to the back. About 15 to 12 rounds, 12 to 15 rounds. in his back, and he was buried in an unmarked grave. I guess that's also for political reasons, because in the end they actually had to exhume his body like recently, so they can just like identify, and the family can like positively identify. So after this happened, obviously his wife was gonna be the next target, because it's like, I don't know, but you know, they would target you. So she had to flee actually the country with her and her 2 kids. And I'm just thinking, this was a young woman, you know what I mean? This Thomas was only about 39 years old when he died. So I'm thinking everything that happened was just very fast and very tragic. And when Blaise actually took over power, he overturned all of Thomas's rules and laws, and he just made it his own government, and it remained in dictatorship in dictatorship for 27 years. Guys, my English, wow. Okay, one of the only positive things that I can see that Blaise did after he took over power was he rejoined the World Bank and the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund. Learned that from civics, I think, 9th grade. Yeah, so he rejoined them because the economy apparently was shattered. Like, they needed help, you understand? You know what I mean? Yeah, they needed loans, you know how it goes. Oh, Blaise actually stayed in power, dictatorship of course, for 27 years until he was overthrown during protests in 2014 recently. Not very recent actually, that's almost like 10 years ago, but you know. What happened now, something dramatic happened in 2017. So the widow of Thomas Sankara actually asked for papers, military documents to be released on the death of her husband, Thomas Sankara. She was like, give me them papers, because she believed that France was an ally, you know, for the whole, and was a mastermind behind the whole killing. And I'm thinking, she couldn't be wrong, because, I mean, she could not be wrong, because if France was like removed from like having any bit of power in Burkina Faso, let's look at it like this. Let's look at it like this. Don't you think they have some motive there? But I'm not blaming France as a country, please. You know? Finally, justice was coming through slowly, and in April of 2021, the former president who killed his friend, Blaise Compaoré, killed his opponent, was actually indicted, him and like 13 others, for the killings that happened at the council of El Entente. The council. This happened actually because the president at that time, Roch Compaoré, actually wanted national reconciliation, and this was one of his like laws or justice ways to gain justice for the, you know, for the family, for the country. And that's how these people, Blaise and his hooligans, came, and they were brought up, and they were like, yo, kill this person. Blaise he was actually not present for any of the trials, because he thinks he's the former president and he has some sort of power over everybody, and he's like, I'm not attending any of the trials. But they still sentenced him to life actually. So this trial started in October of 2021, and Blaise was actually trialed in absentia because he didn't want to attend all of the meetings, and his lawyers said that because he was president, he deserves some respect and not to be charged like the other people, which I'm like, wow. So he really said that he's got privileges for immunity, and so the trial was changed to March 1st, 2022. So finally there was justice that was served. On April 6th of 2022, Blaise and his friends were charged with murder in the first degree, of course, because this was definitely premeditated, and they were sentenced to life between Blaise and 13 other people. So this is the ratio, right? There were 13 people. 3 were found innocent, about 8 were sentenced to 3 to 5 years, and then Blaise and the rest of them were sentenced to life in prison, which I think is just fitting, because, you know, usually there's a lot of corruption in Africa, and it's like people don't really get justice. I'm actually shocked that this story has some justice in it, you know. 34 years, but still justice, you know. Let me not forget, on May 25th 2015, now we're going with the timeline, on May 25th 2015, which is African Freedom Day, the wife actually requested that the body should be exhumed so they can just like properly bury it and properly identify the remains, like, is this really my husband? And so they were exhumed, and yeah, he was positively identified, unfortunately. Yeah, with about a dozen bullets that led to his death back in 1987. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been a very rushed video. I've had such a busy day. I didn't want to wear this wig, but I have to keep wearing wigs because I keep putting hair masks in my hair because it needs to grow. And also, thank you so much for everybody that watches my videos, takes your time. I know I get like, you know, like 15, 17, 30, 40 views. To me, that's like it's a lot, and I really appreciate it. So I will keep on working hard to release content because this is what I love to do. I love it so much. I look and I'm like, I have to do it, and I'm doing it. So yeah, like and subscribe. Bye.